Project supply chain. With material requirements defined and structured, the next stage of the capital project lifecycle focuses on execution by transforming planning and design data into physical movement and delivery. Supply chain management is where the digital foundation of materials management meets the realities of fabrication, inspection, and construction. It ensures that the right materials arrive at the right time and in the right sequence to keep project execution on track. In capital projects, the supply chain is a core performance driver. From vendor qualification and contract negotiation to logistics coordination and goods receipt, every decision affects safety, cost, and schedule. A well-orchestrated supply chain enables seamless coordination among engineering, procurement, and construction, ultimately turning what is typically a fragmented process into a connected system of control. Why this matters? For complex asset-heavy projects, the supply chain represents both the greatest risk and the greatest opportunity for performance improvement. Late deliveries, missing documentation, or unverified materials can cause cascading delays and unplanned costs. By embedding digital visibility, integrated workflows, and proactive controls, project teams can transform materials management into a predictive capability that drives certainty, reduces waste, and ensures every component arrives construction-ready. This chapter explores the key focus areas that together form the backbone of a connected, intelligent supply chain, including vendor and supplier engagement, contract management, inquiry and purchase order management, expediting and logistics, technology integration, financial and schedule integration, material status reporting, and KPIs. Each of these functional areas play a pivotal role in building a transparent, efficient, and data-enabled supply chain that supports both project execution and long-term operations. Vendor/supplier engagement. In capital projects, vendor performance directly determines execution performance. Long-lead equipment, fabricated assemblies, and bulk materials all depend on a network of qualified suppliers who can meet stringent technical, safety, and schedule requirements. Effective vendor engagement transforms procurement from transactional purchasing into a strategic partnership model that supports both speed and accountability. It begins with structured qualifications and onboarding. Vendors are assessed for capacity, quality systems, financial stability, and compliance with project standards. Once approved, they are linked to a centralized vendor master, which is a digital record connected to the project's materials management and enterprise resource planning (ERP) systems. This ensures that every supplier interaction, from request for quote RFQ to goods receipt, is traceable and auditable. During execution, vendor collaboration focuses on transparency and progress tracking. Digital supplier portals and dashboards allow real-time monitoring of manufacturing milestones, inspection hold points, and documentation submittals. This visibility enables procurement and project controls teams to detect potential slippage early and trigger corrective actions before they impact the field. Strong vendor engagement also underpins risk management. Suppliers are evaluated not only on performance but on resilience, demonstrated by their ability to adapt to changing schedules, material substitutions, and expedited delivery demands. A resilient project supply chain anticipates disruption long before it occurs. Supplier capacity constraints, geopolitical issues, or logistics bottlenecks can all impact critical path materials. Establishing supplier risk registers and developing contingency plans such as alternate sourcing, buffer stock, or expediting options help safeguard project schedules. When risk data is integrated with project controls, leadership can gain early warning indicators that allow for proactive mitigation rather than reactive firefighting. Key questions to ask. How do we qualify and track supplier performance across multiple fabrication packages and regions? Do we have real-time visibility into vendor progress, risk, and documentation readiness? How are vendor communications and deliverables integrated into our project material system? Contract management. In capital projects, contracts define the commercial backbone of the supply chain. They govern how materials are sourced, priced, and delivered, and how risk is shared between the owner, EPC, and supplier. Without structured, digitally integrated contract management, organizations may face uncontrolled commitments, inconsistent terms, and limited visibility into supplier obligations. Effective contract management starts with standardization. Framework agreements, unit rate contracts, and long lead equipment terms should all be based on defined templates and governance workflows. This ensures compliance with corporate standards and accelerates approvals. Digitally linking these contracts to ERP and procurement systems also provides real-time tracking of commitments, budget consumption, and delivery obligations. Strategic sourcing further strengthens project control. By leveraging bulk agreements and pre-negotiated pricing with critical vendors, organizations can secure capacity, reduce cost volatility, and compress procurement cycles. This is particularly important in multi-project environments, where shared vendors support parallel builds or expansion programs. When contracts are actively monitored and digitally connected, they evolve from static documents into live control mechanisms. Teams gain visibility into performance, cost, and delivery risk, ensuring that every purchase order is executed under a consistent framework of governance and accountability. Key questions to ask. Are our contract terms standardized and digitally accessible across projects? How do we monitor contract compliance and performance against schedule milestones? Do our strategic agreements provide flexibility for changing project scopes and timelines? Inquiry and purchase order management. Inquiry management is the stage where engineering intent transitions into commercial commitment, and where project risk can either be mitigated or unintentionally amplified. In capital projects, inquiries are best structured as procurement packages aligned to engineering and construction work, breakdowns rather than as isolated material requests. By grouping materials into logical fabrication or installation units, procurement ensures that what is purchased supports field sequencing, reduces site congestion, and strengthens vendor accountability. This creates a direct, traceable relationship between design deliverables, procurement scope, and construction readiness. The inquiry process is also a primary opportunity to prevent downstream rework and change orders. Vendor technical clarifications, specification confirmations, and scope delineations should be resolved before award, when alignment is still flexible and contractual leverage is high. A disciplined inquiry process brings engineering, procurement, and construction stakeholders together to confirm quantity accuracy, revision status, quality requirements, and delivery expectations. When inquiries are handled proactively, the supply chain becomes a stabilizing force rather than a source of uncertainty. Bid evaluation must balance cost, capability, schedule, assurance, and demonstrated performance rather than price alone. Digital comparison tools support objective analysis of vendor responses and allow risks, assumptions, and deliverables to be evaluated consistently across suppliers. Award decisions incorporate both the vendor's technical competence and their proven ability to execute reliably within the project's schedule constraints. In this way, evaluation becomes not just a commercial decision, but a selection of execution partners. Once the preferred vendor is selected, the purchase order, PO, formalizes scope, schedule, and quality expectations. For fabricated equipment and engineered materials, POS should define milestone-based deliverables, including inspection hold points, manufacturing progress updates, data book submittals, test records, and shipping documentation. These deliverables are treated as part of material readiness rather than afterthoughts. Tying progress payments or release authorizations to the completion of deliverables reinforces accountability and ensures that materials arrive installation ready. By managing inquiries and purchase orders with this level of rigor, organizations create a closed-loop procurement process that supports schedule certainty, reduces rework, and aligns all parties to the realities of project execution. What begins as a transactional exchange becomes a structured framework for controlling both material flow and project performance. In most capital projects, procurement success is measured by how well materials align with construction needs, not just how quickly purchase orders are issued. A construction-driven supply chain synchronizes material deliveries with work package schedules, ensuring that critical items arrive in sequence and on time for installation. By integrating material plans with engineering and construction work packages, EWP, CWP, MWP, project teams can minimize idle inventory, reduce laydown congestion, and maintain productive work fronts. This approach transforms materials management from reactive expediting to proactive, schedule-driven coordination that directly supports predictable field execution. Key questions to ask. How well do our inquiry and procurement packages align with engineering and construction work packages to support installation sequencing and field readiness? Are scope, technical clarifications, and documentation requirements resolved before award to prevent downstream change orders, fabrication delays, or rework? Do our purchase orders include milestone-based deliverables and progress visibility, fabrication updates, inspection points, data books that enable proactive expediting and schedule assurance? Expediting and logistics. The moment a purchase order is issued, the focus shifts to execution to ensure that materials are produced, inspected, and delivered as planned. Expediting and logistics bridge the gap between supplier manufacturing and site installation, and their effectiveness directly influences schedule adherence. Expediting begins with proactive supplier engagement. Fabrication progress, testing milestones, and documentation deliverables are tracked against defined dates. Digital expediting tools and supplier portals enable real-time status updates, flagging delays or deviations early on. This transparency helps project teams resequence activities or adjust logistics to maintain construction readiness. Inspection ensures that materials meet project standards before shipment. Digital inspection records feed directly into materials management systems, eliminating paper-based reports and reducing turnaround time. Integrated document management also ensures certificates, data books, and release notes are linked to material IDs for traceability. RFID and digital. Track and trace technologies further enhance visibility and control across the expediting and logistics process. By tagging critical components, fabricated assemblies, and bulk materials, project teams can monitor location, transit status, and chain of custody in real time. Integration with supplier systems and transportation carriers enables proactive management of potential delays and ensures that site teams know exactly when materials will arrive and where they will be located upon receipt. This transparency reduces search time, minimizes loss, and ensures that construction crews have the right materials available when needed. This supports schedule certainty and installation readiness. Once released, logistics coordination provides safe and timely delivery to site or laydown yards. Advanced tracking through GPS, barcoding, or RFID provides real-time visibility of shipments, customs status, and estimated arrival. Automated goods receipt processes then update project inventory and trigger progress payments. Together, expediting and logistics form the operational heartbeat of the capital project supply chain, ensuring every component arrives safely, compliantly, and on schedule. In capital projects, materials are not truly complete until their documentation is. Missing inspection reports, material test records, or release certificates can delay system handover and commissioning. Digitally managing these documents and linking them to specific material line items and shipment records ensures that quality and compliance data move with the material through every stage. When documentation readiness is tracked alongside physical progress, turnover becomes a predictable milestone rather than a last-minute scramble. Key questions to ask. How do we track supplier manufacturing progress and documentation readiness? Are inspection results and release certificates integrated into our project systems? Do we have real-time visibility of shipments, transit risks, and delivery performance? Technology integration. Technology is the foundation of a connected supply chain. In capital projects, where thousands of materials move through global suppliers, fabrication shops, transit lanes, warehouses, and job sites, digital integration provides the visibility and control needed to maintain schedule and cost discipline. The objective is to ensure that every material movement is synchronized with engineering progress and construction priorities. Integrated materials management platforms connect engineering, procurement, expediting, inspection, logistics, and construction systems. This ensures that data from RFQs and contracts to fabrication milestones, shipment releases, and goods receipts flows seamlessly across the lifecycle. APIs and shared data standards reduce manual entry, eliminate duplication, and maintain alignment between teams. When these systems are tied to work packaging structures, EWP, CWP, MWP, material readiness can be assessed directly against installation needs, not just delivery dates. Advanced tools such as RFID, IoT sensors, GPS tracking, and analytics dashboards provide real-time insight into material status and movement. Teams can monitor fabrication progress, identify bottlenecks, track shipments in transit, and forecast arrival dates with precision. Predictive analytics highlight at-risk materials before they impact the schedule, while mobile applications give field teams immediate access to availability, location, and documentation status at the point of installation. Equally important is document traceability. Inspection records, material test reports, data books, release certificates, and supplier turnover packages are captured digitally and linked to unique material identifiers. This ensures that materials do not just arrive on time, but they arrive installation ready, with full compliance and handover support built in. By connecting technology across the supply chain, organizations convert information into control. This digital thread becomes the backbone of project readiness, unifying engineering intent, procurement execution, fabrication progress, logistics flow, and field installation sequencing. The result is fewer surprises, tighter coordination, and improved schedule assurance across the entire project lifecycle. Key questions to ask. Do our materials management, procurement, expediting, and construction systems share a single integrated data thread that allows real-time visibility of material readiness across the project? Can field teams, procurement leaders, and project managers easily see the status of fabrication milestones, shipping progress, and documentation readiness, MTRS, ITPS, databooks in one place? Our advanced tracking tools, RFID, GPS, IoT, and analytics dashboards being used to proactively identify bottlenecks and support schedule-driven decision-making rather than reactively chasing material status? Financial and schedule integration. Supply chain performance directly determines cost and schedule outcomes in capital projects. Aligning financial and scheduling data with procurement and expediting systems ensures that commitments, deliveries, and installation are coordinated to support field productivity. The objective is not only cost visibility, but it is to ensure that material readiness drives schedule readiness. In mature organizations, purchase orders, fabrication progress reports, shipment releases, and goods receipts are directly linked to project cost accounts and construction work packages. This enables earned value measurement based on verified progress, not assumptions or manual updates. When payment release is tied to milestone deliverables such as inspection records, data books, and documentation readiness, vendors are incentivized to deliver fully compliant, installation-ready materials rather than just shipping early. Schedule integration adds another layer of control by linking procurement milestones to the MWP/CWP execution sequence. Real-time visibility into fabrication status, transit tracking, customs clearance, and site receiving allows project teams to identify material-driven schedule risks before they impact work fronts. Early warning indicators highlight where resequencing, expediting, or contingency planning may be required to protect critical path progress. By integrating cost, schedule, procurement, expediting, and construction data into a single digital view, supply chain reporting shifts from retrospective tracking to predictive readiness management. Project leadership gains a clear, real-time understanding of where materials stand in relation to the plan, enabling informed decision-making, improved coordination, and more reliable execution outcomes. Key questions to ask. Are procurement and expediting milestones directly linked to cost accounts and construction work packages to support installation readiness? Is payment release tied to verified material and documentation deliverables rather than shipment alone? Do project teams have real-time visibility into how material status affects the critical path and field productivity? Material status reporting. Visibility is the foundation of control. Material status reporting must provide more than shipment dates. It must show whether materials are installation-ready and aligned to the work packages that drive construction execution. In capital projects, the ability to confirm what is needed, where it is, whether it is complete, and whether it can be issued to a workfront without delay is essential to maintaining schedule continuity. Effective reporting integrates data from procurement, expediting, inspection, logistics, and site receiving into a unified material readiness dashboard. Key performance indicators, KPIs, reflect the true state of progress, including fabrication milestones achieved, inspection and documentation completeness, shipment and transit status, warehousing location and readiness to support specific construction work packages. Role-based visibility ensures that engineering, procurement, expediting, and construction teams operate from a single version of truth, reducing coordination gaps and preventing last-minute disruptions. Leading organizations can evolve reporting into predictive analytics. By leveraging real-time status updates, historical vendor performance, production lead times, and in-transit tracking, they can forecast material bottlenecks before they affect the schedule. This proactive insight enables corrective action, expediting, resequencing, alternate sourcing, or adjusting workfront planning, turning data into a strategic advantage that protects critical path performance and overall project predictability. Key questions to ask. Do project teams have real-time visibility into material readiness, including documentation status, aligned to specific construction work packages? Are KPIs focused on installation, readiness, and schedule assurance, rather than just delivery tracking or spend reporting? Can we forecast material-driven schedule risks early enough to resequence the work or expedite action before field progress is affected? Thinking about the future. The capital project supply chain is moving from reactive coordination to predictive orchestration, where material readiness is understood and assured long before execution in the field. Advances in AI, digital twins, and real-time analytics are enabling teams to model the fabrication progress, simulate delivery sequences, and forecast installation readiness at the level of individual construction work packages. RFID, IoT sensors, and connected platforms are extending the digital thread across suppliers, carriers, warehouses, and job sites, creating continuous visibility of both physical materials and their associated documentation. In this future state, supply chain systems do more than track status. They anticipate constraints and recommend proactive actions such as resequencing work, accelerating inspection, reallocating inventory, or triggering contingency logistics. Material work packages become dynamic digital entities that are updated automatically as engineering evolves and field conditions change. The result is a supply chain that not only enables construction, but it also optimizes it to continuously align supply with demand to protect the schedule. The organizations that lead in this space will be those that invest in data quality, system integration, and connected execution, transforming the supply chain from a transactional support function into a strategic performance engine that drives certainty, confidence, and competitive advantage. The ReVisionz Advantage. ReVisionz is a strategic partner in helping organizations clarify where they are today and chart a confident path forward. We work alongside project, supply chain, and leadership teams to assess current practices, identify improvement opportunities, and define a roadmap that aligns people, process, data, and technology around a common vision. Our approach brings structure and clarity to complex environments, enabling organizations to strengthen coordination, enhance visibility, and improve predictability across the project supply chain. With ReVisionz, transformation is a guided journey toward a more connected, reliable, and high-performing way of working. If you want to build a clearer and more connected materials workflow, follow this series as it unfolds. Subscribe for updates or connect with us to talk about what matters most to your organization. You can also access the full Materials Management Guide series here.